Edward felt worse than ever. Bertie collected the brass band and set off immediately. He bumped cheerfully along the country roads, but there was trouble ahead. Last night's storm had flooded the road. Bertie's driver decided to take a shortcut. But it was very muddy. Bertie's wheels did not like the mud. They scooted, they skated, they slid, they slipped. "I'm stuck," he groaned. No. Bertie revved his engine, but his wheels spun round and round. He couldn't budge. The brass band were worried. "We mustn't be late for our concert. Tune up your tuba," cried the leader of the band. "We'll call for help." By now, Edward was mended and hooked up to his coaches. "I can hear music," said his driver. "That's not music," wheezed Edward. "That's an alarm." And they raced off to the rescue. The musicians were delighted to see their old friend. So was Bertie. "I'll get you to the concert in time," Edward cried. "Thank you," said the worried bandsman. That night, the concert was a great success. Everyone loved the music, especially Edward. Summer on the island of Sodor can be very hot. The children need to cool down at their party. Sir Topham Hatt tells Thomas to collect something to cool the children down. What should Thomas collect to cool the children down? What about these coal cars? No, coal is used for making fires to keep you warm. The children are already warm. What else can Thomas take to help the children cool down? What about ice cream? Yes, ice cream will keep the children cool. 2 whole cars full of fresh, cool ice cream. Now the children will be able to enjoy their party. Well done, Thomas. Flower power. It was Halloween night on the island of Sodor. The moon shone brightly and the stars twinkled in the night sky. The children's Halloween party was over. But while the children slept, all the engines were kept very busy. Thomas was alone at Tidmouth Sheds when Sir Topham Hatt arrived. He was still in his Halloween costume. "You are to collect flour from the mill and take it to the bakery," he boomed. "You must work with diesel. The island needs its morning toast, and Lady Hatt and I need our English muffins," he added sternly. "So I'll have no mishaps tonight." Thomas didn't want to work with diesel, but he wanted to be really useful. When Thomas arrived at Brendam, he couldn't see Diesel at all. Diesel was up to his old tricks. He rolled up behind Thomas and went, "Boo! Ah!" Trust a silly old steamy to be scared on Halloween, Diesel sneered. I'm not a scared engine, said Thomas firmly. We'll see, wailed Diesel. Thomas and Diesel headed for the flour mill. Diesel teased Thomas with every click and every clack. When they arrived at the woods, Diesel cried, "It's the haunted forest!" And he called out, "Whoa! Thomas!" in a spooky voice. "Stop it," said Thomas crossly. But the breeze blew, and the branches creaked. Diesel's teasing made it seem spooky indeed. Then they came to the abandoned mine. The buildings were deserted, but they could hear a banging noise. "What was that?" cried Thomas. "Sounds like the ghost engine looking for a steamy to scare." Well, I'm not scared," said Thomas. But he wished he felt as brave as he sounded. Thomas and Diesel had to stop at a red signal.